everybody, and welcome to a very special postseason show with your favorite player, America's favorite player, Nicole. We have so much to get to on this show, but let me let you guys know first, if you've missed any of our past shows back with people like Kemi, Sam, the pre-jury people, Ovi, you can check them all out on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com/bb21. You can see our daily live feed update shows there, all of our content, trash draft, and more. Of course, you can see everything, not just from BB21, but from all the past 12 seasons of Big Brother that we've covered. Every house guest interview with everyone ever is over on our website, so check that out, as well as our other content and other shows that we cover, like Amazing Race, Survivor, Bravo shows, podcasts. It's all over there on our website. Check it out. It really helps us out. Of course, you guys are watching live now on YouNow. Make sure you become a fan here so that you are alerted when we go live. We will have the rest of the house guests coming on in the next week or so make sure you fan us here so you're alerted when we go live. Of course, you should also be following us over on TV Co. That is where we do our weekly recap shows of stuff like Survivor, The Challenge, Housewives, and more. So basically, YouNow and TV Co. are the two places that we are live. Make sure you follow us in both places so you're alerted and you can be part of the live shows, or just check out the stuff on our website where it is posted after the fact. Also, if you guys are watching back on YouTube, make sure that you thumbs up and subscribe, hit the bell, leave a comment below. That is super helpful. If you are listening or watching in iTunes, 5-star rating and a nice review is super helpful too. Great free ways to help support our shows, share our content, spread it around so that we can keep bringing you more of it. Of course, if you'd like to financially support our shows, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows just for patrons. Of course, the after shows with house guests like Nicole and the rest of the jurors that will be coming on, John's cooking shows, meal kit giveaways. It is such a great way to help support our show. Of course, you could always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Think of it as a tip. It is a great way to help support the live feed updaters and more. We could not do it without your guys' generosity, so thank you so much for the financial support. Of course, if you also have any Amazon shopping to do, you can just use our link, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. You don't pay any more. We get a little bit back. It's what keeps all of these shows ad-free, other than this intro. You know, you guys watch other shows and there's commercials all throughout it. You only have to watch this beginning. So thanks for all the support that you guys do, and trust me, you're gonna want to follow on Instagram, yourrealityrecaps.com/Instagram, or just follow us, Reality Recaps, on Instagram. You're gonna want to follow. More on that in a minute, because, but first, let me bring on the lady that you guys all want to hear from. It's Nicole! Nicole, how are you doing, Nicole? Welcome home!
Thank you so much. I'm doing very, very well.
It is very exciting to be back on Long Island. Are you loving it? Is it you're back home? You're home for fall. You left beautiful LA where it is always beautiful weather. Are you happy to be home here where we have seasons?
I am so happy to be home. I experienced rain yesterday, and I almost cried. I went out there, I danced in the rain. I was so excited because I haven't seen it the whole summer. You know, I'm used to humidity. I'm used to changing of weather, and California was beautiful, but it was just so constant. I like changing it up.
But I have to say, Nicole, yesterday's rain was like hot pea soup. It was like an armpit. It was like you were just like, you had to like cut through that. But I guess you'll take anything now.
Yeah, I'll take it all. You know, I missed it. I missed that hot, sweaty armpit, you know?
I know. Or as I like to call it, New Jersey. But Nicole, we're going to get there. People who watch this show know that I have an aversion for New Jersey. So I'll have some questions for you about New Jersey. But first, I want to tell everybody, make sure you guys spread the word. Let everybody know that we're live. Square, megaphone, up arrow, share that show. Of course, make sure that you become a fan here, like I said. And super excited, Nicole is going to give the number one fan on this You Now show an autographed unicorn stuffed animal from Nicole. Now, that's for the number one fan on this show, but what I'm super excited about, anybody that follows us on us and Nicole on Instagram, we're doing Nicole's slippers from her HOH basket. Insane.
So
Insane.
cool.
I am so excited. So make sure you're following us on Instagram, Nicole on Instagram. We're going to give that away on October the 10th. Now, Nicole, this show is all about your fans asking their questions to you. I have people in the chat gathering questions. People have been tweeting me questions. It has been a plethora of questions happening. However, I would like to start the questioning off with somebody that you might be familiar with. Live via satellite, we have Amanda Zuckerman.
Hey Nicole, it's Amanda. My question is, how do you deal with the negativity and hate after being on Big Brother? I mean, I never experienced any of it, so I'd really like to know what it feels like.
Okay, now I'm going to have my fingers crossed that you heard Amanda's question.
I did.
Okay, so Amanda wanted to know, how are you dealing with postseason hate, Nicole?
To be honest, I haven't really seen or heard much hate, like directed at me.
Stop
the stuff
it.
that I have heard or read that isn't very nice, I just ignore it. The way I live my life, if you don't like somebody, just ignore them. If something's negative, don't read it. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't like you, so I just scroll right past those, and I look at the people that have well wishes for me.
That is the way that you have to do it. I loved it. And Amanda was like, do you want like a real question or something funny? And I said, something funny, Amanda. I said, give me something funny. And she's like, I'm going to pretend like Nicole was hated. And I was like, well, that'll be a far-fetched because it's not true. I mean, I don't think that I need to tell you, but I don't want chat or Twitter to kill me. But Nicole, on behalf of all of the fans in this season, on behalf of everybody, you were so inspirational. You were so loved. You were really what I kind of joked about in that promo, but in a season of drama, you gave so many people hope and kept people watching Big Brother. And I hope that you are aware how much people love you.
It's funny, obviously I didn't know while I was in it how much people were supporting me or liking me. I think I said almost every day, Mom, Dad, Meg, Kay, if you guys are watching, I hope you're supporting me. But I was not expecting at all these people just with this outpouring of love. So now that I'm outside the house, I'm just extremely thankful for it and appreciative. And like I said, completely unexpected, but amazing nonetheless.
It was. I think, that was the number one thing that we were all so excited for. We were just like, she doesn't know how much she's loved. Like, the second that she gets out, she's going to find out. And I think that was the part that everybody was so just excited for. That moment when you found out that you won America's favorite player, you were legitimately so shocked. Or when you saw your parents in the audience, I feel like you were the heart of the season. And you managed to accomplish something that, dare I say, nobody, I can't remember as long as I've been watching Big Brother, and I've been watching every season. You made everybody come together. It wasn't like, this website or podcast love this player, or that website love that one, or this people. It was like everybody loved Nicole. Everybody came together to want Nicole to win this game.
That is such a great feeling. I always, say, I don't think I'm anything spectacular. I don't think I'm above anybody. But just to know, as a human being and as an educator, that I was able to bring people together, that just makes me feel so good. That makes it all worth it. Because that's all I wanted in that house was for people to remember the importance of love and forgiveness and whatnot. So for that to spread beyond the house is even better.
It is. It is. And I think another thing that we all loved watching this season was your friendship with Kemi. So many people just loved watching you two in that house, celebrating, being friends. You always had her back. So we have to give a shout out to Kemi too for...
I love her.
Everybody loves Kemi too this season. I want to know when is there going to be a Nicole and Kemi show?
Oh, I really don't know, but I am all for it. I don't know where it is, what it is, but if it's me and Kemi, I'm down for it.
Yes, I think we are all down for it. Now, I want to ask this question. I don't know. You can plead the fifth, if you will, on this one, but I see a lot of people are asking. I'm going to take it from Kate Blonde wants to know. I heard a rumor that Nicole is going to be on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. Nicole, is this true? Can you comment?
It is true.
It is true. When is that going to be? Do you know yet?
You will see it very soon.
We will see it very soon. I have a feeling Twitter will be abuzz about it once it happens. All right. All right. We are very excited about it. Valentina 2323 wants to know, has Nicole read or looked at hashtag Nicole Appreciation Party on Twitter yet?
I've heard of it, and I've seen some tweets with the hashtag, but I'm still trying to figure out Twitter and how you, look up just a hashtag.
Okay.
So I'm learning, but
I will
what
help
I've heard
you.
about, it's a very positive thing, and it's very nice. It's so nice.
It is. It is amazing that it is such a positive thing because it came from one of just about the worst people that I know on Twitter, at Maximus Mom. I'm just kidding. She's one of our live feed updaters, one of my friends, but we just, we fake hate each other on Twitter. But she came up with the idea to do hashtag Nicole Appreciation Party. She put the YRR fam behind it. Other people got on board. She made that trend. Everybody made it trend. I can't believe how well it did. But if you go there and look at that, I will show you how to do it. You can see all of the messages of support and love that everybody is sending to you. It is so amazing. Now, Jill Bishop has a question. I mean, a lot of people are asking this too. I don't know how you would, but Jill wants to know, Nicole, have you had a chance to watch any of the season back yet?
I have seen the majority of the finale episode.
Oh, I think you were going to say the season. I was like, what?
My dad has everything on this digital box that he recorded. He's very proud of it. He did an awesome job. Mm-hmm. So when I came home, still working on getting the finale recorded. Mm-hmm. So I got to see a lot of that back. When I saw my family in the audience and winning America's Favorite Player. So that was amazing to watch. Otherwise, I've not seen anything. I tried to watch the beginning of the first episode. Saw a little bit of Diary Rooms and got really overwhelmed, so I had to turn it off.
Now, Nicole, speaking of, people like to yell at me before I do these shows and after I do these shows because they are like, "Eric, you are so fake. You are so the worst. You don't tell them." And Nicole, I'm here to tell you right to your face what I said about you pre-season after I watched your interview.
Uh-oh.
I thought you were crazy because you told us all that you locked your parents in a basement and tried to drown them. And then everybody was like, I was like, here was literally me. Oh my God, we got a New York or we got a Long Island or this is going to be so great. Everybody, let's go. Let's watch the Nicole video. And you're like, I want to drown my parents in a basement. And I'm like, oh, awesome. Great.
Those were two separate occurrences.
Were they though? So, Nicole, I would like you to clear the record. Why did you want to hurt your parents?
Okay, so it was never my intent to hurt my parents.
Okay.
The first story is when I locked them down the basement because my dad came home with a Rudolph bag, and I was like, Mom, what's in the bag? And she's like, you can't know, stay up here. And she went down the basement with my dad. And I'm like, okay, you're both going down the basement with a cool Rudolph bag, and you won't let me down there. They, close the door on me. And I was like, you know how I get justice? Lock them down the basement until they tell me what's in the bag. So I locked them down there, and they were locked there for at least an hour until my mom coaxed me out with chocolate. So that's that story. And then the other story, I don't even know what possessed me to do it, but apparently when I was young, I unscrewed like the lug nuts on the upstairs toilet, and my mom and dad were downstairs in the kitchen, and it just started dripping through the ceiling. And they were like, "What's happening?" And it was me just unscrewing some things.
I am so amazed because I guess you did not grow up with Italian parents. If I would have said like darn to my parents, I would have gotten the belt. I couldn't imagine locking my parents in a basement because didn't know about a gift. Now, I know that Rob and Taryn in the backyard asked you, what was in the bag, Nicole? And you couldn't remember. You have now had days, Nicole. Do you know what's in the bag yet?
I still don't know what was in the bag.
For the love of God, Nicole.
I will find out, and I will let everybody know. That's my next tweet.
All right, your next tweet has to be what was in that bag. We need to know what was worth a felony. we need to know, Nicole. I want to take a question from one of our amazing live feed updaters over on Twitter. Miss Janny Talley wants to know, Nicole, what was your most favorite day in the house?
Oh, wow. I would probably say one of my most favorite days was the start of the pie punishment, because we really didn't know what it was going to be or what we were going to have to do. And then when Cliff, Jess, and I were told, hey, wake up, people with pies to the face, I was like, yes, I am mischievous. This is what I came here for, to wreak havoc and have an excuse to do it. It was so much fun.
I loved the pie challenge. I kind of felt bad for you. We got to see on the live feeds you guys trying to do it in a cleanly way, because I'm very OCD with stuff like that. You tried to put bags down. They were like, nope, you got to make a big mess when you do it, and you have to clean the whole thing up. I see a lot of people in the chat asking, who's your favorite person that you got to pie?
Oh, that would have to be a very close tie between Mickey and Nick. Oh. Because Nick used to get angry, and Mickey was quite the challenge because he would run away, and we all know I'm not the fastest.
I see, I saw, oh God. Okay, Lindsay, I see Lindsay asking, is there any point where you're going to own up to Nicole about what you tweeted about her at the end of the season about Nick? Okay, fine, Nicole. I might have said, and your good friend Kemi might have yelled at me via text several times, and it was a joke. We do comedic recaps. I might have put together you and Nick in compromising positions and saying that you two were going to be in a relationship post-season. I don't mean compromising positions. I mean, I put little hearts around you and like, oh, they're going to date post-season. No. I don't mean I superimposed you in a porn. I just mean like little hearts and butterflies and things.
Oh my God.
Who would you want to have a relationship with post-season if you had to pick any person, is Lindsay's question.
I'm gonna keep this kosher and say someone like Kemi. She's my gal pal, and I want a best friend relationship where we take over the world together.
All right, I love it. I love a best friend. I do love a best friend relationship. Let me take a question from Big Brother. Big Brother Tweet 2 wants to know, is it true that you passed out during part 2 of the final HOH? We, heard you talking on the feeds that you had to stop to drink water. I think what a lot of people were wondering was did your time stop when you stopped to drink water?
I actually, hopefully I'm allowed to speak about this, but I had actually passed out prior to the competition.
Right.
So I walked outside, I read, the introduction and what we had to do, and just, had to obviously get harnessed up because we were in a vest for the rock wall.
Right.
And putting on my sneakers and seeing the vest, and I couldn't breathe because of the CO2 machine, and I was panicking because I knew the pressure that was on me. And for the first time ever in my life, yes, I blacked out, and Big Brother took very, very good care of me. I got Gatorated up. They took very good care of me. I took a break, and then I went out there and actually did the competition. So no, my clock did not even start when that happened, and I was able to do the competition fully healthy and well.
There you go, everybody. So no big drama about it. No big drama. Is all good. I have to say, oh God, Nicole. I mean, I'm not saying this to make you in any way feel bad, but the stress, forget about you. We don't care about your problems, Nicole. For us, the fans, okay? Waiting for those part 1 and part 2 feeds to come back. We were all just like, we were all passing out. We were all holding our breaths, blacking out, like taking turns waking each other up. Like, did Nicole win that? Did Nicole? And, yeah, I mean, I can't imagine what it was like for you.
Oh, it was so, so tough because, like I said, I didn't know that I had such like a following of people supporting me, but I would say to myself, like, I'm doing this for me and people like Cliff and Kemi and Ovi and the people in the world that are perhaps watching that are underdogs, you know, and it's nothing against Mickey, it's nothing against Holly, but I came into the game with no humongous alliance, and yes, I could have formed one, but I would like to think the underdog, and I just felt that weight on my shoulders of representing those type of people. So part 1 was a very tough go at it for me. I saw those ropes and I said, this ain't gonna happen. But part 2, I felt the weight of it, and I thought I could really pull out the win. So it was a big blow when I didn't.
Do you regret, I mean, I know you're getting this question by a ton of people in a million different ways. I'm just going to ask it to you like this. You know, we saw that you wanted to take Holly, you know, out of the game, and it was Cliff. Cowell. Oh, I can't do my Cliff now. I have to hear him. I have to hear him first to do it good. Cowell. Oh, the rants I would go on about Cliff. No, we love Cliff. And look, I fully admit, if you were doing what Cliff was doing, we would have been all on board. But everybody was all on board with Nicole, so anytime Cliff tried to do anything for his game, we were like, bring the pitchforks, burn him at the stake, die, Cliff, don't go after Nicole, we'll kill you. So I get it. No, I get Cliff was doing what was good for his game. But, I mean, obviously there's a regret there. We have heard you say it. Playing the game again, would you follow more of your gut in making decisions, or would you stick more with the people that you had trust in, even if it went against what you felt in your gut, is what a lot of people are asking in a lot of different ways.
That's actually a really, really good question. I went into this season saying, I'm, a thinker. I'm going to think about everything and get people's opinions and see what I'm going to do. And that's not really what I did. I ended up being a very big feeler, which I never saw myself as. So I would go into each week, like, just feeling it out and talking to everybody. And Thursday would come and I would go, what feels right for Nicole's game? And I will admit that week for Nicole's game, it felt right to keep Tommy. But something wasn't sitting well in regard to Nicole and Cliff's game. And I wanted both myself and Cliff in that final 3 because I wanted us in those final 2 cheers. So ultimately, yes, I wanted to know Cliff's opinion, but ultimately, yes, I did also agree with it and go along with it. So I feel like Cliff shouldn't get all the flack for that because I did it as well. And I thought, yes, we're right. This is what we're doing moving forward.
I think the reason that those of us that were not mad, obviously it's a game, but you know what I'm saying? Those of us that were frustrated with Cliff, I think the thing was we felt like Cliff made it very clear on the live feeds that he wanted Tommy out of this game. And it just seemed very clear to a lot of people that Holly was what was best for you, and Cliff was still kind of pushing his Tommy agenda a little bit there. And I think that's where the frustration, but I mean, honestly, as anybody should do, it's Cliff's game. Obviously, He needs to push for what he wants to do too.
And that's the thing, me and Cliff always had this conversation. We would say we're both huge fans of this game. We respect each other's game so much. And we would always say, do what's best for you. I remember when Cliff was on the block next to Kat, and I was crying because, I'm picking between 2 of Cliff's angels. And he said to me, Nicole, if it's best for you to get rid of me, just do it. I respect your game too much. So me and him always had these discussions that, yes, Tommy was coming after him, but Tommy probably wouldn't come after me. So we had these genuine, honest, open discussions, and that's why we ended up keeping Holly, because we were like, how can we somehow navigate it where it's best for both of us? And when she agreed to throw that HOH and possibly the veto, we were like, maybe this is the best way. Maybe this will work.
Right. I want to take a question from Teresa L. See, I'm very torn here because you already have over 100 questions, and I have like people going through the questions, trying to pick out the really good ones. So it's like I want to follow up and get into so much stuff. I'm afraid we would only get through like 5 questions if I did that. I feel like at some point we have to have a part 2, more in depth about Nicole's game. But I'm gonna just keep firing away these questions at you. But here's another one that a lot of people wanted to know. I'm going to take it from Teresa L. What were your thoughts on the comps being so physical at the end of the game this year? A lot of us are used to seeing more mental comps at the end of a season, and this year they seemed very physical. What are your thoughts on that?
I'll admit that was tough. That was a big reason why I wanted to get Christy out, and a big reason why Cliff and I wanted Tommy out, because we were like, listen, they're huge mental threats. They've been counting the days. They've been memorizing everything around the house. And it was a bit of a shock, even the double HOH I won, where, okay, I assembled the puzzle, we're good to go. But then, granted, not that much, but it was a bit of athleticism, because then I had to go and get my hockey ball and aim and strike it into the goal. So I think I was shocked by the amount of physicality, but at the same time, I was like, wait, is this just because I'm on the show and I wasn't aware of it as a viewer, like how physical it is? But I will admit, like, I was a little shocked at how, okay, the first part of the HOH, that's extremely physical, but maybe part 2 will be better. I can do it. And when I saw that rock wall, I was like, oh my gosh, I should have worked out before coming here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, definitely a lot of people felt that way. I mean, I feel like part 1 has always been hold your body weight for the past few seasons, so that was kind of a little bit different. And I felt like, look, I know there are all people that feel like, oh, production manipulates things and blah blah. I don't really feel that way at all. I feel like part 2 was fair in the sense that it had the puzzle in there for you, which I feel like I felt like they were trying to like trip up Jackson with that puzzle. And all of a sudden, Jackson knows how to do puzzles, everybody. I was like, all of a sudden, Jackson knows how to do a puzzle. Rest of the season, he's like, and now he can do a puzzle.
I knew he was smart, though.
He is smart. He is smart.
BB Fireworks Spectacular, he went out the same round as me. And that Haunting of Caitlin Herman, I was like, come on, buddy. You're not even going to get one piece. Come on.
See, I feel like the balancing the stuffed animals one, I feel like that is made for someone that, like, works out. Because don't you have to, like, balance? I don't really consider that a puzzle. I know people said that was, like, a puzzle. I don't really feel that was very puzzly. That was, like, put the weight here and here, and oh, we're balancing it. Whatever. I want to take a question I'm going to take another one over from Twitter. This is from Soja48, and you did get this from a lot of people. What would your speech had been if you made it to Final 2?
Wow. Okay. So I know I gave like an example of my speech last week, and it might be a little bit different, so I apologize. But I know one of the things I wanted to touch upon was the fact that, like, yes, Big Brother is a game, but it's a game of life. And in the game of life, yes, we're all game pieces, but we're people, and people have personalities and emotions and feelings. And throughout the game, I always treated people with respect, and I validated them, and I gave them a soundboard, even if people were in Camp Comeback, or, you know, they didn't matter, or they were going to jury, who gives a crap? Like, I always gave people the time of day and always talked to them about their game and how they were feeling. And I think that's something that a lot of people lost sight of, both as people and as game players. They became very like, this is a game, I'm worrying about myself, tough noogies on everybody else. So a lot of my final speech, and I know I'm not giving my actual speech, but I'm saying what I would have said.
Right.
A lot of my speech would have been my social game and how I maneuvered and navigated week to week and made sure I was good with everybody, but also made sure I was on the right side of the tracks and not pissing off either group.
Right, no, and I mean, and we all would have wanted to see it. I maintain, I really think you would have won that jury had you made it to the end. Is just so unfortunate. I mean, you had it called right from the beginning. You can't Showmance is never breaking up. I cannot wait until you get to watch some of these clips back. One, for example, of Cliff breaking the deal with Jackson, but then still expecting Jackson to hold the deal with him. And I'm like, Cliff, in what world?
No.
What
And I
world?
had this conversation with Cliff so many times because he would say, a Southern gentleman, when he shakes your hand and looks you in the eye, he's going to stick to it. And I'm thinking, A, it's a game, and B, maybe because I come from New York, like I said, they'll shake your hand while stabbing you. So a handshake and eye contact means nothing.
No. He was literally like, Jackson, remember when I made that deal? I'm taking it back, but you still have to honor your deal, okay? We shook on it. Jackson's like, okay, crazy.
I love Cliff.
Love you, Cliff. Yeah, insane. Oh goodness. I had such a good question and now I just lost it. Nurse Cheryl IR516 wants to know, who would you have taken to the final 2 with you? You got this from a bunch of people.
Okay, so in general or of the final 3 of us?
Well, actually, let's do both. So of the final 3 of you, who would you have taken, Holly or Jackson?
So of the final 3 of us, I would have taken Holly.
Okay.
I felt as though her and I, yes, we played similar games, but I think I would have been better able, no offense, to advocate for myself and voice my social game and how I connected with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had a rougher start and more of like a bumpy road that I could have spoken about, whereas, she was in a showmance and whatnot. I would not have brought drastically different, and the fact that he's won so much would be my favor.
Okay. I was like, I didn't know what the noise was. I didn't know what the bong bong. I don't know what that noise was. Did you hear? Well, you didn't hear it. Okay. Maybe, I don't know what it was.
I got a message.
Oh. Well, stop messaging Nicole during the show. You're going to give everyone a heart attack. Kemi. Was it Kemi? Kemi, stop it. I should have probably had you put it on an airplane. It's fine. Okay. No. What did you say?
Do you want me to put it on airplane mode?
We'll see if anybody else texts you. You're going to scare chat. We'll see what happens. I think this is... You know what, Nicole? Okay, yep, maybe you should... maybe you should put it on airplane mode. And then this will be a perfect segue for us to... Maybe airplane mode stopped her Wi-Fi. All right, hold on, everybody. Hold on. Let's get Nicole back. Airplane mode. Airplane mode. I forgot to tell Nicole that airplane mode means that the Wi-Fi goes off too. Darn. Well, we are waiting for Nicole to come back. Let me block myself by reminding you that you guys, if you follow us on Instagram at Reality Recaps, us and Nicole, you guys will be entered to win the slippers from the HOH basket. What are you waiting for? Go follow us on Instagram. Okay, wait now. Nicole is back. All right, let's bring her back on.
This is what happens when I try to click things on technology.
Nicole, it is fine. If we've learned anything, we're going to blame Kemi.
Okay.
Now, no, this is perfect. This is actually perfect, Nicole, because I feel like we should just have a moment. We had an experience together. We should just now have a moment to collect ourselves. Let's call it like a slight break. And our break is going to be provided to us by Earth Dog BB over on Twitter. I don't know if you are familiar with Earth Dog, but he does amazing graphics of the season and the end of the season photos. He just does amazing stuff all season. This is a little something that he created during the season, and I feel this would be a good time to have a little break. Here we go.
As Nicole Mary Frances Anthony, being the person I am, and also as Miss Nicole, am true to myself. And with that comes a public service announcement. Everything in moderation. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. They make your mother sad. You can have a drink, but be safe and make sure you have a designated driver or a ride home. Always use protection or abstain. That is my message to my students. If you want to play said game, do so with a clear mind and make sure you're making good choices that you won't regret. And if you don't want to do such things, don't do such things. You do you. Be a leader, not a follower.
There you go, Nicole. Now I don't know if that'll help you with your kids, or if you could, but it's just amazing. Everybody should follow Earth Dog BB over on Twitter. But he would do fun things like that all season. Do you remember making that PSA, Nicole?
I do remember very well.
You do remember. We all loved it, and we loved you talking to us all during the season. I always love when a house guest talks to the camera and fills us in on what they are thinking, and kind of lets us into their game a little bit that way. So I love that and appreciate that. I want to take a question. Oh wait, we didn't answer the part 2 of that question. If you could have taken anybody not in the final 3 with you, so if you could have taken anybody from the season to final 2, who would you have wanted to right from the beginning?
Okay, I wanted to take my man Cliff, my final 2, and I always said even if I was going to lose to him, I'd rather take second to him than win against somebody else.
I do. And I appreciate that, and I love it. I love it. I mean, I'm going to say I would have wanted you to say Kemi, but I get it. You made it through more of that game with Cliff.
Hey, early in the game, then the Ovies and the Kemis of the world were also my people.
Mm-hmm.
I love them.
Yeah, who doesn't? I mean, I think this is a weird season where I feel pre-jury almost came out a little bit, not a little bit, definitely more loved in a lot of cases than the jury was. Just a weird season. I'm going to take this from Janice K. Says, Nicole, if you had won part 2 of the final HOH and went up against Jackson in part 3, have you given any thought to if you would have gotten those 7 questions correct, or how many of them you would have gotten correct?
I was actually sitting in those chairs playing along with Mickey and Holly, and I got all of them right. So if that's any indication, it would have been a tie, and it would have went to a tiebreaker between myself and Mickey.
I got a better one for you, Nicole. Jackson got them all right, okay?
But I got them all right, so it would have been a tie.
It was no question in our mind that you would have gotten them all right. I'm saying the fact that Jackson got them all right. I was like, Nicole has this. If she makes it to final 3, Jackson did not pay attention to one thing that people were saying in that game if he wasn't working with them. So, Nicole's got this. And then the questions were like, what color is Nicole's hair? I'm like, is this a serious question, Julie? What are you doing, girl? What are you doing? Holly still got one wrong, bless her heart. But we love them. We love them. I mean, it really was. This was like a David and Goliath battle of a final. It was a final where so many people were so invested and loved, going into it. Where I don't think a lot of us had that in the past few years, where people were so super excited with what was going to happen. Ashley wants to know, Ashley Rose wants to know, what do you plan on doing now that the show is over? Are you still going to be working with kids? Yeah. So what are you planning to do now that the show is over?
That is actually a very, very good question. I haven't gone back to work yet. I'm taking some time. It's a very, very weird transition. I'm not going to lie. I was extremely overwhelmed and anxious when I came out of the house, and with fans and alumni and whatnot. So I've been taking a lot of time to myself and doing interviews and podcasts, but I don't really know just yet. I don't know if I'm going to return to the preschool or maybe look for another job, or I would love to become some type of student advocate or whatnot. So I'm just blowing with the wind right now.
All right. Now, I'm going to stick this in here because I feel like this is a good place to stick it. Live via satellite, we have another question for you, Nicole, from another special guest.
Hi, Nicole. Love you and congrats again on AFP. 2 questions for you. Number 1, if I've done the math right, between your stipend, your AFP, and taxes, you're walking out with about 23 grand. So what's your plan for investing that? And second question, what is your plan for getting back to regular life? Are you going back to the teaching gig, or what's the plan? Let us know. Thanks, Nicole. Love you.
So you've already answered about the teaching, but how are you going to invest your money?
I know. I don't know how to invest. So my dad's helping me with that.
Okay,
To,
good.
be smart and be safe. But, I wouldn't go splurge it because I'm not like that.
Right.
But I'd love to, just in general, invest it in myself and my family, whether that be, a master's degree down the line
Right.
or a car, just something to make life easier so then I can then help more people.
Okay, Nicole. I
Yes.
like the word invest, okay? I'm with you. I feel that you're going to put trust in your parents, and I think education is the smartest thing, and that is investing in yourself. Here is
Yes.
what I'm going to need you to promise me that you're not going to invest in, okay?
Okay.
Any sort of a loofah gourd business.
What's that?
Oh, you don't know
What is
about
it?
the...
Word?
Oh, it's loofahs, like what you wash with in the shower, but made from gourds, Nicole. Have you heard of anybody doing anything like that?
I have.
Oh, you have. Yeah, okay. Don't get into the loofah gourd business without money, Nicole. Okay?
I won't.
Okay, thank you. I support
Okay.
anything else. I'm just kidding. I love baths, and Cliff, I am ready for a loofah gourd.
I thought it was somebody's name. Lufa Gourd. That's a beautiful name.
No, it's not. And if Cliff, who, by the way, stay tuned, because I have a feeling Cliff is going to be our next guest very soon, everyone. If Cliff is smart, Cliff will name, loofahs after the house guests. Like, they'll be the Nicole, the Jackson. Like, he'll name, loofahs after people. It really is a smart idea. I was surprised. Okay, so we know you're gonna wait on that. Cindy Wells wants to know, here at your reality recaps, we do a lot for mental health awareness and charities and stuff like that. That is something that is very important to me. Cindy Wells wants to know, what was it like for you battling, anxiety? You talked about having anxiety in that house and PTSD. What was it like when you would be locked in the house or locked in situations in there? How did you find ways to cope with that?
It could be extremely difficult at times. I don't in any way, shape, or form have the worst anxiety. There's a lot of people that struggle with it far more than I do. But what I would do is I would look inward and be like, what can I do to self-cope right now? So if I was in a loud room and I was getting overwhelmed, you'd often see I would separate myself and just lay in the RV, or I'd separate myself and go read the Bible, or I'd go off and talk to the cameras. Or another thing I did too was kind of like part of my schedule. I would feed the fish, I would fold my clothes, just things that help me organize and sort through my brain just to keep things constant.
Okay, now to that point, I'm going to take a question from a New Jersey girl. There was a point in this season where a lot of us fans felt that Nick used you having anxiety against you. We saw the very famous moment from the live feeds. It was you! It was you, Bella. But I mean, in that argument, we kind of saw Nick be like, oh, did you even have anxiety? Did you even have stress? Did you even have a problem? How did you feel about him saying that to you in the game?
I will say, moment, I was thinking of it very personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, oh my gosh, how could this guy be saying this? Like, me and him have spoken a lot about our anxieties and what we struggle with, and we check in on each other every day. So how could he not know I'm telling the truth? How could he think I'm lying? I'm Nicole, and I know I have anxiety. And then after the fact, I was like, no, this is a game. And even though I know I'm not lying, and I know anxiety is something I don't take lightly, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know Nicole. He doesn't know what my strategy is. So he did have very much of a right to question me if I was using that to my advantage, or I was using it to manipulate. So what one thing I learned in that game is that every single thing is a game piece. Even if you're telling the truth, you put that piece on the table, it is going to be used, abused, questioned, etc. So he had all the right to question me about it, even though at the time I was like, oh, this is shocking. It very well been game.
I mean, people were not happy when I said it previously, and I'm going to say it again. Don't kill me, everyone. I agree with what I think you're saying. I don't think Nick was throwing that at you like he really was trying to make you feel bad about it or anything. I think he really was questioning it he was getting stuff from every direction and didn't know what to believe. I don't think it was attacking. And also, I know you just said that your anxiety and things aren't as bad as other people's, and I know this is not how you meant it, but I will say, if any of you are battling with that, with anything in any severity of how you are dealing with it, always know that there are places that you guys can go to find help and seek stuff out. I will put links in here below this video after if anybody is struggling with stuff like that, because it's very real. I am the same way. When I think a lot of us, when we saw that you didn't go to Vegas, I'm sure it's because you wanted to go home and be with your family and do all those things. I was like, Nicole's our people. I wouldn't go to Vegas either. Too many people, don't want to be around all them. I want to sit home, I want to watch Netflix, I have social anxiety. I just want to be right here in my house doing this show. So we were like, Nicole's our people. But yeah, Love's DMB wants to know, Nicole, can you tell us the dynamics in terms of what motivated the Houseguests to all vote together at times? Do you wish that there was a bit more of a mix-up in the voting?
It's such a weird thing in that house. One of the things I would often go in the DR and be like, about was a lot of people would say, I want to vote with the house. And I had trouble with that because I would say, who is the house? Because I would say to people, no offense to Jess, I would say, I want to keep Kemi. Let's keep Kemi. And a lot of people are like, well, the house isn't feeling it. And I would talk to 3 or 4 or 5 people that agreed with me. And I'm like, well, if you all agree with me, who is the house? So the thing about the Big Brother house is nobody wants to be an outlier. Nobody wants to stick out. And in that, everybody kind of views each other as the house. So this weird consensus forms where all of a sudden you guys all do vote together and you have no idea who is the house and who started it. So it's hard to explain, but you just kind of go with it like, oh, this is what the house is doing this week.
Yeah. And it makes sense. I mean, I know a lot of us always want people to go against the house, but you also have to save your game, so I get it. It is not an easy decision. There's been a lot of talk about Jackson and eating while being a have-not. What are your thoughts? Let's not put it directly on Jackson so that we don't get in trouble confirming or denying anything. But what are your thoughts about players in the game who break the rules during Big Brother, let's say eating while being a have-not?
I will say, obviously as an educator, I don't believe in breaking the rules at all. I will say when I was a have-not, I took cold showers. I only ate slop, and the only snack we're allotted is pickles and olives. And I slept in the have-not room, which was freezing. So with that being said, that's all I've ever really seen everybody else that was a have-not do. So I can't really speak whether or not such allegations are true. But what I will say is I never even questioned breaking the rules because I knew that there's punishments if you don't follow them. That's what I was told.
I want to take another question. You got it from a bunch of people. We heard a lot of talk from you on the feeds after the cat eviction, where that she hurt your feelings, that she said stuff that hurt your feelings. So let me start with, are you and Kat good now? And can you talk about anything that she said to you, or what was behind your decision in voting her out? Like, what did she say to you that made you decide you wanted to vote her out in that moment?
Sure. So me and Kat are on tremendous terms now. I'm very good friends with her. It was one of those things where obviously her and Cliff were on the block, two of Cliff's angels, and it's no big secret or surprise that I'm, Cliff's my guy, and I was not closer, but closer to him in the game. And there was an instance before the live eviction when I told Kat, I'm going to be leaning toward keeping Cliff, and we were in the storage room getting ready for like the slip and slide competition, and her and Jess, they said it was kind of like a motivational speech, but Kat had said, I don't know why you'd want to keep Cliff. You're not playing your own game. You're playing Nick's game. What would your parents think? What would your students think? You need to be your own person. You need to be independent. And I think she was trying to be motivational and inspirational, but in that moment, it was such heightened emotion because the eviction was coming up and everybody's on edge. So because she was emotional because she thought she was going home, I was emotional because either way I was voting out a friend. So those two clashes of emotion happened. So then I started crying and she was like, why are you crying? So it was just a really bad moment where I think she was truly trying to be motivational and I just took it up the wrong way.
Right. Okay. I want to take a question from New York Italian 27 over on Twitter who wants to know, Nicole, basically, what was your theory about why Houseguests were chosen for the Americas field trip? We saw Jackson at times being like, well, it's clear we're hated. And that's why we were chosen. Did you think that? Did you think that the people that were chosen for the field trip were people that we liked or that we didn't like?
I guess that's a really good question. I guess I kind of viewed it as, the week prior was that big fight between all of them in the boat room. And in finding out that it was like 2 punishments and a safety, I'm like, this could go either way. Maybe because all these people had a big fight, America's like, oh, break them up, do something with them, give one of them a punishment, put one of them on the block, and give one of them safety, and see how they fare. And I kind of saw it as that, like America's way of, these people are all fighting, do something with them.
You have to, yes. Yes. I'm going to move on so that we can keep going to questions. Oh, wait. This just in. We have another question via satellite from another winner that you might know.
Hi, Nicole. Big fan here. Seriously, I absolutely loved watching you. It was such a joy. You are a pleasure of a human being. My question for you is that if you moved into the house and there was, let's say you had to play with a former alum or former alums, give me 2 alums who you would not have wanted to see in the house with you, who you would not wanted to have played with. Thank you so much, and welcome back to real life. Please, if you would like to reach out to me for anything, I'm sure I can't give you any better advice than anyone else, but I would love to talk to you. You are wonderful. Love you, Nicole.
Oh, I love you too.
So, Nicole, Andy trying to put the pressure on and not letting you get away with an easy question. Is there any 2 people you wouldn't want to play with or see in the house if you went back, let's say, in an all-stars situation? And I can give you a really easy way out of this one if you need one.
Okay, so I would say that the people I wouldn't want in the house are the people who I'm a huge fan of and the people whose game I respect. And because of that, I would know that they were humongous threats, but as a fan, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to get rid of them. So my view would be people like Paul or Victor, who I love them as game players, but if I was in the house with them, I'd be like, ah, shit.
Oh, okay, so Paul or Victor, huge game. Oh, wait, this just in. Another question for you, Nicole.
Look, Nicole, I don't really have any questions. I'm just your biggest fucking fan, and I know I keep calling you at random-ass hours, but don't worry. I'm coming to Long Island soon. We're gonna hang out ASAP.
So, there we have our precious Paul, who you loved. Just want you to know he'll be over here. He'll be here, he'll be here, he'll be on. the Long Island, and he loves you. But yeah, no, I don't know now that I might have to tell him you don't want him in the house. I don't know if he's going to come visit anymore, Nicole. Let's take another question from chat. You're getting it from a bunch of people. Jerome Castro wants to know, Nicole, do you plan on visiting Cliff in Texas?
Oh my gosh, yes. If Cliff is willing to have me, that does not sound good. Rephrase that. If Cliff will welcome me into his home, then yes, I am more than happy to visit. I met his wife and his kids and his mom, and they're all tremendous. I can't wait to see them all again.
I loved seeing Sharon after hearing about her all season. I'll tell you who I really like seeing. Cliff's son. Hi, Cliff's son. You're hot. Like Cliff's son.
And he's the sweetest guy ever.
That's a plus.
He saved my life at the party.
He did? That's because he's from Texas. People from Texas are nice. I actually spent like every summer of my life right where Cliff lives. That is a very nice area, and people over there are very nice. Let me take a question from Kathy Rose, who wants to know: have you seen the video yet of you reacting to seeing your parents in the audience and your America's favorite player win?
Yes, I actually just watched those back, and I got emotional watching myself get emotional. Like, it's weird, because when you see through your own eyes, like, you get emotional, but to watch it, it made me very sad.
You should be happy. That is very, I know what you mean. Happy, sad. It made you happy, sad. Lawson King Cruz says, what do you think about those that love Nicole the person, but might have been a fan of Nicole the player? So, there are people that felt like, you weren't really playing the first half of the game. Let's say you were just trying to survive or people were saving you. And then the second half of the game, once jury started is when you came out and started winning and started making moves. So what do you want to say to people that think of you in that way?
I would say even surviving is playing. And I think anybody who's been in that house can attest to this. No matter what you're doing week to week, you're playing. I don't care if you're a floater or a puppeteer or a great social game or you're winning every comp. If you're making it week to week to week to week, you're playing, you're surviving. And as a viewer, I never really thought that. I would see people and go, oh, that person's a floater, that person did nothing. But hey, if you get there, you get there. So I would argue it may not be your preference of game style, but best believe I was playing Nicole's game as best I knew how.
Look, I'm a firm believer of you don't play until jury. You stay as far under that radar as you can into jury, because there's no point. Those people aren't affecting your game. They're going home most of the time if there's not a battle back. You don't really need to start worrying about anything into jury. It's best to lay low until jury. I want to take this the last special caller, because it is kind of tied into this. Let's see who we have here.
Hey, Nicole. Welcome to the Third Place Club. I always say the third place people are the best looking people. Me, you, Spencer, Janelle. Congratulations on making it that far. And I do want to say good job on making the move that I did not make at the Final Five using the veto. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for you too well. Didn't work out for me too well. But you know what? The experience is so much more. So my one question to you, I have a million, but my one question for you is, at what point in the game do you think that you really started to get a handle on what was going on? Let me know, let everyone know, and hopefully we'll meet soon.
So, yeah, I mean, kind of like what we were just talking about. When did you get, like, a handle on, now I need to stop, I need to start, making these more moves or start playing, let's say, more aggressively?
Oh, that's a tough question. I would say I got a handle on what was going on, obviously, the week before the big blow up about me, because I realized there was an 8, and I realized it was 4 duos, and I realized something needed to be done. So I was trying to navigate the 4 duos and tell them things about each other and hope that those little fissures would cause them to, crack. And I think moving forward from there, I think, creating Cliff's Angels was a big one for me. Like, that was when I was like, yes, I'm finally in my alliance with 3 people that I want to see in the, final 4. I want to move forward with all these people. And when I lost Kat and then lost Jess, then I really became, oh my gosh, I'm almost there. I just need to get Cliff there with me.
Yeah, I mean, Cliff's Angels, we all definitely, we loved a Cliff's Angels. How hard was it? To be in a conversation with Jessica, when she says a lot and talks really slowly. Nicole, we're New Yorkers. There were God knows, I think Jessica is super inspirational. She is an amazing woman. I love what she's doing out there in the real world. But I was as a New Yorker, when you were in conversations with her, I would just be just say the whole word, just say it fast. There are literally people that have her conversations on fast forward to make it sound normal.
It's funny, as a human being, I absolutely love and adore her. Like you said, she stands for so much, and we're friends outside of the house. But in the game, like you said, as a New Yorker, I'd be sitting there spit it out, Jessica. And I would go in the DR and be she's just going in circles, in riddles, and I'm waiting for the main focus to come out of her mouth, and it would just go around and around. So she would always make me laugh.
Yeah, she was hysterical. And I have to say, there are so many people during the season. I know that we mentioned Earth Dog, but I will give you Twitter names of people like Power of Cheeto. I don't know if you've seen, he's collected a lot of your clips during the season. Girls Meg, I think 2 on Twitter. They are people that if you just want a collection of a lot of those moments and stuff that you've done in the house, they are people that have had amazing clips. Of course, our live feed updaters that were updating 24/7 too. You have amazing stuff, but I'll give you all of those. I'll give you those ones as well. Courtney wants to know, do you think that Jess should have got Jackson out over Jack during her HOH?
I don't think so. When Jess got that HOH, we knew right away, put the 2 big threats on the block, and I act like, our main target was Jack, because we knew what a physical threat he was, and also a mental threat. He did so well in the Fireworks Spectacular, and then he was the last one up there with Cliff's Angels when it came to Camp Expo. So we knew this is a huge, huge threat. Hopefully we can get Mickey out down the line.
Speaking of, I refuse to call him Mickey. Okay, I'm throwing that out there right now. His name is Jackson. It will always be Jackson. I only
Mickey.
Well, you guys had to. And this is the thing that cracks me up. And, for comedic purposes only. I love how production thought we couldn't handle a Jack and a Jackson, so they had to change his name to Mickey. It would be too hard if there was a Jack and a Jackson. We must now call him Mickey in the edit. No, he was always Jackson. Okay? He's Jackson. I refuse to call him Mickey. Also, don't ruin my Disney World good time.
I'm a fan of the Monkees, so I love Mickey Glenz. So when day 1, Jackson said you could call me Mickey, I was sold. Your new name's Mickey.
You know what else you're a fan of, Nicole?
What?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yes!
How much did you love your peanut butter and jelly times, Nicole, you and Ovi?
Oh my gosh. This is why I hated day 30 because all my friends left, and I would stay up with Kemi and eat chocolate and cookies. I would stay up with Ovi and make pancakes and crepes and cookies. And I would stay up with David and eat peanut butter and jellies. So when the 3 of them left, I was like, no, all my friends, all my snack buddies. It was a very sad day.
It was a very sad day. Susan wants to know, well, I'm going to tell you what Susan wants to know. I don't know if you can answer it. Susan says, Nicole, what was it like getting videos from home for during the final 3? I don't know that we can answer that question. questions, so maybe we'll just say, had you had videos from home, Nicole, would that have been something that was emotional and touching for you?
Yes, I mean, I spoke to the cameras all the time about my family, so you guys know how much they mean to me. They're my 4 best friends, and I mean that. I know it's lame, but I mean it. So, if you can imagine how emotional I got waiting for my basket and seeing my pictures, just imagine movement and voices. It would be 10 times worse.
We loved watching you get your basket and all of your stuff. Of course, from you solving the epic puzzle during your double. Oh, that's right. You haven't seen it yet.
No, that's so cool.
Oh my
Wow.
God, you were killing it in that puzzle. So,
They started that comp, and I was like, boop, ready to go.
yeah, you did amazing in that cup. Olive Oil wants to know, Nicole, will you ever eat watermelon again?
Ugh. To be honest, I don't think so. I am so sick of looking at watermelon, smelling watermelon, hearing people chew watermelon. I'm done with it.
Yeah,
No offense, Mickey.
Yeah, I don't like people eating, period. Angelica 84299 wants to know, what does your family think of all the love and support that you have from fans?
Oh, wow. So my parents are, I'm gonna get myself emotional. Okay. So my parents are so proud, and, just seeing their faces means so much to me. And my sisters, it's amazing because, like I said, I don't have a whole bunch of friends, and they were always the 2 people that were like, Nicole, you're amazing. Like, people just don't see it right away. Like, one day you'll see it, how amazing you are. And them watching me as I receive all this love, and they're like, see, we told you. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I mean, now I have to say this, not that emotions like crying are just emotions. So it is fine if you need to have them. However, sometimes when I'm interviewing people, it does make me feel a little bit uncomfortable. So
I don't blame
I came prepared, Nicole, that if you started getting emotional, I could snap you back into reality by, for example, people might know here on Long Island, we have beautiful swans, which are, you can't be afraid of that, Nicole. That is a beautiful swan. The way I was going to...
Swans are nasty. They hiss at you.
Well, I would just like to again point out, beautiful swans from Long Island, Nicole. A beautiful Long Island swan. Now, had you started crying and I needed to snap you out of it, I would have turned myself into one from New Jersey. A New Jersey swan that will eat you. All right, Nicole, I'm just saying, if I need to snap you back in, I have ability to reel you back in if things get too emotional. So I just want to point that out. That's a New Jersey swan. There's a lot of radiation coming from New Jersey. As you know, it's where we put all our garbage. Blah, 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 blah. Nicole, Lori Starr wants to know, how do you stay so positive?
To be honest, Nicole, a few years ago, wasn't this way. I had been through a lot of sicknesses in the family and deaths in the family, and because of that, I became very negative and very like, what does it matter anyway, and whatnot. And it was my mom, who is a breast cancer survivor. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. She taught me, like, it's not worth it to carry hate. It's not worth it to carry resentment. It's such a heavy burden to bear. Like, it's not worth it. It's so much more liberating and freeing to have love and forgiveness. Like, it just makes your life so much easier.
Right. I know a lot of people were asking, did you watch other Big Brothers? For example, did you ever watch Big Brother Canada? Did you ever watch Big Brother Australia? Big Brother UK?
No, I started watching BBUS like the end of season 10, so I know season 11 onward, but otherwise I have not watched any others.
Well, I just have to give a very special shout out to Karen, who is here from Big Brother Canada, who is an amazing friend and I love and played a great game, despite the fact, Nicole, that I'll also never forget, she voted out the hottest guy on the season on day one and made my life miserable for the entire season.
That
Yeah.
that happened our season too.
Wait a minute, that happened your season too. Who?
I'm kidding. I love you, David. I'm just kidding. He knows my humor. I'm just.
Does he, Nicole? I didn't tell you the people that were that people have shipped you with, because David's been one of them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Cat too. I think people were shipping Cat with David as well. So that's interesting. Rachel Ann wants to know, and I mean a lot of people want to know this, if there was any one specific thing that you could do differently if you went back and played again, what would you do differently?
I think that would go way, way back to the beginning of the game, when I realized there was that big alliance of 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of getting information from all of them and telling all of them what each other was saying, I should have gathered information from all of them and only told one couple what was said, and, kind of like put my eggs in that basket, which is what I tried to kind of do with Nick and Bella. So maybe in that sense, I would have tried a different couple, like maybe Mickey and Holly.
Mm-hmm. I see NB Pro, a lot of people asking in chat too, and I saw on Twitter, wants to know, when is the unicorn merchandise dropping? Is there going to be any Nicole, like, unicorn shirts or any of those things coming out?
I don't know. I haven't given thought to that. I wouldn't even know how to go about doing it. I guess I could. I don't know.
I bet you could do, I have a feeling, I'm sure you are very overwhelmed, but I bet that you could do something for like Breast Cancer Awareness Month where you do like a thing to like raise money with, I'm sure, whatever, you'd figure that out after. I know Meg Malley does like a fundraiser for the Arthritis Foundation. Maybe I could have Meg get in touch with you or something. But yeah, there are so many ways that you could do it. Or all you guys have to do also, I swear I didn't plan that, you could just follow Nicole and I on Instagram, and you could win one there as well, everyone. You could win an autographed, you don't have to do anything. And you could win Nicole's autographed slippers there. Garland Strickland wants to know, actually a lot of your younger fans always ask me these, so I'm just going to plow through these really quickly. Would you ever want to do Survivor?
Probably not.
I don't blame you. Who would want to do Survivor? We're from Long Island. Number 2, would you ever want to do The Amazing Race?
Yes.
Who would you want to do it with if you could do it with somebody from your cast and anybody that you want at all?
Oh my gosh. So from my cast, I know me and Kemi have spoken about it, and me and Mickey have spoken about it. And then in general, my sister Megan would absolutely love to do it with me. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I would honestly, I do mean it. I would love to see you do it with any 3 of those people. I mean, obviously, I would kind of want to see you with Kemi over Jackson, but I know, again, I am in the minority. I did like the you and Jackson dynamic. Again, I know there was a lot of debate amongst fandom whether a lot of his stuff was sincere when it came to when he was talking to you versus was it just game. I definitely think there were things that were not sincere, but I think overall he really did see you as a little sister and really was
regardless.
Yeah, I really think, and so obviously that's how you feel about it too is another question. Okay. Jill Curry wants to know, who do you think will stay together as far as couples? Well, I think there's only one couple.
Right?
I mean, there's Nick like 4 different ways. But, maybe that's a better question. Who will Nick end up with? Bella, Kat, Tommy? Have you seen the foot video yet? Oh, Nicole. You tell me when your parents...
about anything.
You tell me when your parents aren't around. We would show clips of all the stuff on the daily live feed update shows, and everyone's like, Eric, show the foot clip, play the foot clip. I'm like, I'm not watching somebody get a foot massage. They're like, no, it's a foot massage, just watch it. Nick is giving Tommy a foot massage. And I'm like, okay, it's a foot massage, I'm not watching it. And they're like, just watch it. And then I made the mistake of watching it, Nicole. Something was massaged with the foot, but it wasn't another foot. I messed that up.
My answer to all of that is no comment.
Answer to all of that is no comment. Oh, you're right. Jack and Sis, Holly and Jackson, Nick and everybody. Do you think that they'll all last? Do you wish them all well, Nicole, is the question.
Okay, my answer to that is I wish every single individual well, and if that means them together or apart, I support it.
Now, I feel bad, but I mean, this is, obviously, I did not know that Nicole's love life was such an important topic for chat. A lot of people also, I did remember this. Are you aware that a lot of people would like maybe you to go on a date with Tommy's brother?
Yes, I am aware of that.
Who voted for you against his own brother.
This is true.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's all. I just want you to know. You're your own woman, Nicole, and you don't need me to tell you that. All these people trying to marry you off like it's the 1800s. Nicole can decide who she wants to be with when she wants to. She doesn't need our advice, everyone.
Yeah, preach it.
I still pick Nick, and he's gonna have that doctor money, Nicole. Oh, I'm sorry, I take it back. That's before I knew that he was banging everything that moved. I take it back. La, 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 la. Don't hit me, I'm kidding, everyone. Comedic recaps, everybody relax. Cherie4 wants to know, do you have plans on getting together with any of the house guests anytime soon?
Yeah, I mean, me and Kemi were talking about meeting up. I just spoke to Tommy and saying, like, I can't wait to meet his family, see his family again, rather. I'm hoping to see Cliff very soon. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, a lot of them.
Okay, perfect. JDums911, I can't believe I didn't even think to ask you this, wants to know, have you had a chance to go through the piñata that BB Team North on Twitter made for you? It was that little tiny piñata, and it was stuffed with all of the messages from fans that he made that I still don't understand how he got them all in there.
Yes,
you did. But,
what happened is, I don't know if I could speak about it, but I get a BB care package in the mail. So Big Brother took it for now to return it to me in my care package.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can. I'm sure. I don't know why that would not be allowed.
That's
to
right.
say.
I had it, and then it was taken, and it will be returned to me.
Okay, all right. So you haven't had a chance to go through any of those yet. Okay.
I promise.
Yeah, it's a me. I thought that was so. When he was like tweeting it out, we all thought it was this big giant piñata the whole time because he's showing us a million different like things that he's putting in there. And then when it was all done, it was like this little tiny thing. I'm like, how? This is like tiny crafts. Did you ever see like when they make like the little cucumber slices for the hamsters? I'm like, what was this? Like tiny crafts with Team North trying to get those things in the little baby piñata. It was funny. I love him.
I'll let you know when I open it.
He also has a podcast, by the way, which you guys should listen to. I can link to below, where he talks about Big Brother and is very amazing as well. Lori Laws and a lot of people were asking this. Was there anything that you were shocked to learn after leaving the house that happened while you were in the house? So is there anything like in pop culture or the news or any real world events that shocked you to learn when you that happened while you were trapped in the house?
I know I was told, hopefully I wasn't being joked around with, that Miley and Liam had broken up.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
That was
did
a
happen.
shock to me.
Right.
Also, again, unless I misunderstood, one of the actors from The Descendants had passed away.
Right, yes, I do believe that is true.
Year.
Mm-hmm.
And then about, like, Donald Trump, they're attempting to impeach him. Mm-hmm. Which I don't know. It's always happening.
That's always happening. Yeah, fingers crossed. Whatever. Whitney. How can I ask you this question? I'm going to put it to you like this because a lot of people are asking and they want to know, what happened with the shower stool? Did anybody get to take that? You were very concerned about the shower stool the last week, Nicole, in the house. Did you use hand sanitizer having to move it at all? Did anybody take it? Has it been quarantined?
Whenever I moved it, I used like a towel or something because it freaked me out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it is. I'm hoping it was burned somewhere.
Me too.
And then the ashes were buried.
Right.
And then the grave was burned.
Right.
But otherwise, I have no idea. And I don't want to know.
No, I don't think that we want to. I don't think we need to know. A lot of people want to tell you, in case you are unaware, that this is a thing. But a lot of people I see in chat are saying, please tell Nicole, if she can, to open her box on social media. So what a lot of house guests do is they'll go on like Instagram Live and they open their the box that they got for Big Brother like in front of everybody so that people can see it. So you have what'd you say?
I could do that.
Okay, Nicole will do that.
Do it.
Was there any special announcement? I know a lot of us as viewers were confused because they didn't really officially end it for us, the have-nots. I'm going to ask the question of, were you guys told officially that have-nots were over, or were you just never informed either way? Like you just never knew if one day have-nots were coming back?
We were never informed either way. I know me, Sam, and Jess were have-nots, and we were told, okay, you're done being have-nots as of midnight, and then the next HOH happened, and no have-nots were announced, but we were never told that it was done, so we were always like, when's the next one coming?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Curtis says the jury referred to you in the jury segment as Savage, a master manipulator and a silent killer who took down the Grateful Alliance. What do you think about hearing this about yourself?
I like it. I would like to think that it is true. Like I said, I noticed there was a group of 8, and I wanted to induce cracks in that 8, and then I took my little chisel and I chipped away at it, and granted it came back and blew up in my face, but luckily, because there were so many cracks in that group, they decided to keep me to mess with each other, and then I was able to hang around. So yes, I do give myself credit for that.
Perfect. A little bit more, I want to ask like 2 serious questions, then we're going to start wrapping it up because I did not even realize how long that we had been going. I apologize. But let me ask this one from Jessam first. Wants to know, what was your reaction to Julie on finale night asking all of the questions about, the racism or the possible racism in the house? Did you have any idea that was going on when you were in the house?
To be honest, I had no idea. I knew there was people that didn't get along with each other. Mm-hmm. Like I knew that, let's say for instance, Jack and Kemi did not get along, but I never thought of it as a racial thing, and I didn't know it was allegedly a racial thing. So I remember on stage just being shocked and thinking, oh my gosh, please don't tell me I'm on the racist season. And I looked over into the audience and gave my sister a look, and she gave me like yeah, this is happening right now, Nick. So I got a little scared.
Yeah, and I mean, and I want to be very clear, because I know I just said possible racism. I meant, I think the way that it was phrased is Julie said there was possible. I feel there was definitely racist thing, not from Nicole. I feel there was racist things definitely being done and said in that house. And I mean, hopefully, like I've said a million times, that hopefully these people are going to come out, learn, grow, take responsibility for it and change. I think that is the good that can come out of Big Brother, is people can learn about themselves. Another question, without getting getting into the whole entire thing, but I saw a lot of people were asking, has anybody from Grateful apologized to you? We saw in that end segment, Ovi talking about the bullying of you in that meeting in the HOH room. Have people from Grateful apologized to you for that since then?
I will say that a lot of them have said, like, congratulations, we love you, we're so glad you did well this season, we're proud of you. In regards to the words, I'm sorry, I have gotten those very formally from Bella back when she was on the show. We spoke before she was evicted, we spoke twice, and she gave me a very sincere apology. And aside from Bella, Nick, I got a very sincere apology on the show, as well as off of the show. He's apologized to me numerous times. So, formal apologies, Nick and Bella.
Okay, I do love hearing that. See everyone, Nick and Bella. And Nick. Bella and Nick. I just like taunting people. Nicole, they came at me with pitchforks. I'm telling you, like, Kemi was like, I don't even know what you're... Oh, Kemi's exact text to me was, she showed me my tweet, and she texted me and goes, I reported you. Because I was like, Nicole and Nick are gonna date postseason. So now I just like trolling people with it. Okay, look, Nicole. Actually, you know what I want to do? I have a few more questions for you. I have some fun things that we have to do to end the show with, if you've liked all of our surprises so far. So let's do those. But actually, first I want to give you full screen too to say what you want to say to everybody. So actually, just let me remind everybody one more time very quickly. If you're watching on YouTube, thumbs up and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Hit the bell so you're notified when a new post goes up. Those are great ways to help support our shows, as is 5-star rating and a nice review in iTunes. Make sure you're subscribed in iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. Those two things, as well as sharing our stuff on social media, truly are the best free ways to help support our shows. And without your guys' support, we couldn't keep them going. So thank you so much for sharing, liking, subscribing in all places on social media. It really does mean a lot to all of us. Of course, if you've missed any of our past shows back, not just for this season of Big Brother, but past seasons, as well as Survivor, Amazing Race, The Challenge, oh my god, Housewives, Game of Crowns, everything, it's all over on our website, yourrealityrecaps.com. Make sure that you follow us on YouNow and on TVco. Those are both the places where we do shows live, so you can get alerted when we are live in those places. Follow us there. Of course, as I've said, become a patron if you want access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows, the after shows with the Houseguests, John's cooking show, meal kit giveaways. It is a great financial way to help support our shows, as is doing a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Without those two things, we wouldn't be able to keep all of this content going for you guys all year long. So I hope if you enjoyed any of our content, got that feed money now back, consider supporting us. Of course, if you have any Amazon shopping to do, you could just use our link, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon. You won't pay any more, and we do get a little bit back. And then lastly, now you guys know you don't have a lot of time left if you're watching this back. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, yourrealityrecaps.com/Instagram, or just Reality Recaps over on Instagram. It's the freaking slippers that you got in the HOH basket, autograph people. I'm just saying, if we get to 10,000 Instagram followers, I will do some big mega giveaway, even bigger than the Nicole slippers, if we actually make it. So we will see what happens with that. That being said, I will shut up now and give Nicole the floor. Nicole, what is it that you want to say to all of your fans that came out here tonight to watch you live?
Okay, so first off, I want to say thank you so much for America's favorite player. Like I said, I was not expecting it at all. Playing in the house all season, you don't think that you're seen that way, or you're recognized, or you're notable, or at least I felt that way. So it felt so amazing to be recognized and liked. In addition to that, I would like to say in regard to my fellow cast members, I want to apologize on behalf of them for anything that they said that was hurtful toward each other or hurtful in the view of America. But with that being said, I want everybody to remember just remember forgiveness and remember love. If you're angry with someone, don't counter bullying with bullying. Don't spread hate. Don't spread animosity. You don't like myself or one of my cast members, just don't look at them, don't follow them, and just move forward and continue to boost and support and love the cast members that you do love.
I love that, Nicole. Can you all listen now that Nicole says it? Because that's exactly what I say as well. If I'm having someone on that you guys don't like, just don't come. It's very easy. You don't have to tweet out hate for people. You don't. You don't.
Just give the love to the ones you love.
Share the love like Nicole is sharing the love. Now, I do have two more questions I want to end with. But actually, you know what? Let's do this first. Where do you want people to follow you on social media? Now, I have your Instagram and your Twitter above your head. Okay. So are those going to be the two that you're going to use? Strong Island, Nicole for Instagram, and then it's Strong Island LI2 for Twitter?
I'm not entirely sure because Holly made my Instagram and Jess Graff made my Twitter.
Oh.
So I'm not really sure, but I know I have an Instagram and a Twitter, so if you follow them, they are definitely me.
Okay. Yes, no, they're definitely you. I know Nicole's Twitter is from Nicole. Hey, question from Eric, who's hosting. What's it like knowing that Jessica Graff didn't like you all season? I'm kidding. You don't have to answer that. I'm kidding.
I did a podcast with her, and she was very nice to me, and we had a very good conversation about the game.
Oh, of course you did. Now that you're America's favorite player. No, I like Jessica. I think Jessica was great. Cody, on the other hand, not so much with Cody. I always like to end by asking a question from our town, which I have a feeling, no pressure, that you're going to have a great response to. And it is, what is something that you learned about yourself coming out of this game that you didn't know about yourself before you started playing it?
Wow, I would say I learned how, not passive, but how I'm able to let things go and how I'm able to forgive. Like I said, Nicole a couple of years ago was a lot more like, no, I'm going to tell that person what I think, and I'm going to tell the person this and that, and I'm going to cut them out of my life. And my mom and my sisters were always like, it's not worth it. So entering this game, I actually surprised myself with how much I was able to let things go and move forward and build relationships with people beyond, the incident, and just forgive. Like, I shocked myself.
Yeah, I mean, I went on a whole Twitter thing just about, I think, what is great about Nicole, well, a lot of us were sad that you didn't win, is that I think the growth that we see you coming out of this house, you started so much thinking, oh gosh, people, am I weird, or am I socially awkward, or don't people like me? And I think your growth of just being in the game, being like, no, this is what I'm doing, I'm winning double eviction, I'm coming at these people, I'm gonna make this move, I'm gonna do it. Strong Island Nicole, and I think that is why so many of us love and relate to you, Nicole. So again,
what?
Thank you for taking time to talk to your fans. We hope that they are going to follow you on your social medias. Again, the links will be below. You can keep following up more questions with Nicole. I know that if you didn't get your questions answered today, on Monday, Nicole is going to be live with Rockstar on TV Co. So I know you guys can check that show out. And then maybe we'll have Nicole do something else. Maybe we'll have Nicole come back for more questions and we can go more into Nicole's game. I know it went so fast, Nicole, and we even went over longer. But thank you, everybody. Congratulations. The #1 fan is Cape Blonde. Congratulations, Cape. Congratulations, Kate Blonde. I know who that is, so I will follow up with her. Congratulations on winning again. The only thing you have left is to win Nicole's slippers over on Instagram. Go for it, people. Just make sure you're following Nicole on Instagram, following us on Instagram, and you guys can win that. Thank you again so much, Nicole. You're not going anywhere. We're going over to the Patreon group. Thank you again so much. Everyone watching on YouNow, make sure you follow us here so you are alerted for the next House Guest show, which will most likely be Cliff, maybe Saturday. See you guys all later. Bye, everybody. Bye, friends. Bye.